Welcome students for the analytical chemistry lecture. Here BSc 3 semester 5 paper number 12 and I am concerned with paper number 12 and within that I am concerned with only two chapters. The first chapter potentiometric titrations and the second chapter colorimetry and spectrophotometry. So let us begin with the potentiometric titrations. Before that, all of you know what is titrations. Titrations are used for the determination of end point, and in that we have two solutions with known concentrations, and we can determine the concentration of unknown solution. One is titrant and another is titrant. And in these two solutions, the solution whose concentration is known as standard solution, and the another solution its concentration is unknown. We can determine the concentration of the solution by titration method. And you have studied the conductometric titrations at BSc 2, and for BSc 3 you are going to study the potentiometric titrations. Here a simple meaning of potentiometric titrations, it is the determination of end points or equivalence point of the titration by measuring the EMF or potential of the cell. All of you know, when any metal electrode is dipped into its uh, solution containing its cations. For example, when we have dipped zinc rod or zinc electrode into the ZnSO4 solution and copper electrode dipped in a copper sulfate solution, and these two electrodes are connected through a battery, and these two electrodes are again combined with the salt bridge. This forms a cell, and due to solution pressure property, here the zinc gets dissolved. That means de-electronation takes place, and these electrons are gained by the copper plus plus ions in the electrolytic solution, and thus in a Daniell cell the zinc it gets dissolved and the copper it gets deposited. This is the cell reaction occurring in the Daniell cell. I mean, you are very well familiar with this Daniell cell. And in the potentiometric titrations, due to addition of titrant, the concentration of electrolytic solution in the electrode it gets changed, or concentration either increases or decreases, and it is determined by measuring its potential. And again, in the ordinary titrations, when there are very low concentrations or colored solutions, when precipitation occurs under such conditions, we cannot use the ordinary solutions, and again the use of indicator and knowing the concentrations, it is also important. So to avoid all these discrepancies or all these difficulties, we can use the another electrochemical technique, and the name of that electrochemical technique, it is the potentiometric titrations. Here the principle of the potentiometric titrations. EMF of a cell depends on concentration of the electrolytes with which the electrodes are dipped or in contact, and therefore the electrode reaction is, we can write here, if we have metal M in general and it contains M raised to N plus ions in the solution, and the reduction of the M raised to N plus ions takes place by N electrons, and we get the metal M in a reduced state. And opposite of this, here M raised to N, it produces M plus plus ions and it releases 2 electrons. This is the oxidation reaction. And you know, the oxidation reaction and reduction reaction, these two reactions occurs simultaneously, and due to this the de-electronation or electronation occurs, and this is the reason behind the change in EMF or a change in potential at the electrode, and this is the principle here of potentiometric titrations. Then this is the apparatus of potentiometer. Here there are standardization knob, and here it is the this is the pH scale or EMF scale, and this is the display. At the back side we have two connections, and the solution whose EMF is measured, it is taken here, and the electrodes are dipped. This is the schematic representation of the potentiometer, and in our lab there are digital potentiometers. At the time of practical, I will explain you how the potentiometers are standardized and how the readings are taken, and how the endpoints of the titrations are determined. Here, in the use of potentiometric titrations, we use reference electrodes, and the reference electrodes usually used are standard hydrogen electrode, saturated calomel electrode, and silver chloride electrode. These are the electrodes. They are used as a reference electrode. In addition to, there is a twin hadron electrode. And for your syllabus, there are 3 electrodes for your study: hydrogen electrode, twin hadron electrode, and calomel electrode. You have to study in detail. Then this is the schematic representation of glass electrode. We will see later on. Then at first we will see the hydrogen electrode. Here in this beaker there is a solution containing H plus ions. This is a hollow glass tube in which a platinum electrode coated with platinum black, it is sealed, and here is a inlet through which the H2 gas at 1 atmospheric pressure, it is bubbled over this platinum plate, and this is in a contact with a sealed. This area, it is sealed, and for electrical contact, this is a connecting wire. Simple construction of hydrogen gas electrode. Hydrogen gas electrode, it is nothing but for electrical contact there is a platinum wire. Hydrogen gas is bubbled at the electrodes, and hole, it is in contact with solution containing H plus ions here, and the hydrogen gas electrode, it is represented as PT oblique line H2 gas at 1 atmospheric pressure. Again here it is oblique line, and hole, it is in contact with solution containing H plus ions. and specifically the concentration of H plus ions also indicated here. See the construction of hydrogen gas electrode. It is used as an indicator as well as a reference electrode. It consists of platinum foil coated with platinum black and a wire contact through a mercury. This assembly is enclosed in a glass covering. Hydrogen gas is passed at 1 atmospheric pressure continuously. This is the construction of hydrogen gas electrode. Then the electrode is dipped into a standard acid solution. All the time surface of the electrode and solution should be saturated with the gas, and the potential of the hydrogen gas, it is given by this equation. Here E EMF or potential of hydrogen gas, it is equal to E0 plus 0.0591 into log of concentration of H plus ion. Here E0H, that means standard potential of hydrogen gas, minus 0.0592 into pH of H plus ion, that means minus log of H plus ion, it is nothing but pH. Therefore we substitute this log activity of H plus ion as a pH. Therefore we can find the EMF of the hydrogen gas electrode by using this simple equation, minus 0.0592 into pH. Here E0, it is the standard EMF of H2 hydrogen gas electrode and it is usually taken as 0. Then the second electrode, it is the saturated calomel electrode, and saturated calomel electrode, it is the calomel, that means mercurous chloride, Hg2Cl2, and when mercury it is in contact with mercurous chloride, here it is the mercury and mercurous chloride plus KCl there. Then here it is liquid mercury and this one is the platinum wire, and here it is a hole to allow a drainage through porous plug, and here it is a glass wool opening. Here it is a saturated KCl solution and here it is a solid KCl, and this one here it is a glass one, and at the tip here there is a porous plug. This is the construction of saturated calomel electrode. You know, the saturated calomel electrode consists of inner jacket and outer sleeve. Inner tube has a wire contact with mercury. Here inner tube has a wire contact with mercury and plugged with a mixture of calomel, and calomel it is the mercurous chloride, Hg2Cl2 and KCl. This is surrounded by an outer sleeve. Tip is filled with the crystals of KCl and porous plug of asbestos. The space between inner jacket and outer sleeve is filled with saturated KCl solution. So this electrode, it is termed as saturated calomel electrode, and it is saturated calomel, or it may be either having concentration 1 normal or zero point 0.1 normal. Then the potential of the electrode depends on the concentration of KCl solution and temperature. Okay, this is the construction of calomel electrode. Then the another type of electrode, that is the metal electrode, and you know, when any pure metal electrode, it is in direct equilibrium with its cation solution, it forms the metal electrode, and for your study there are copper electrode, zinc electrode, aluminum electrode, silver electrode, etc. And this electrode reaction, it is usually written as a redox reaction or reduction reaction. Suppose this is a in general metal M. Okay, then the reduction of M metal, it takes place as M raised to N plus N E electrons. That means N number of electrons, and we have this is the reduced state. And when we put here either zinc, either copper, either aluminum, either silver, you can write the same reactions. This is the representation of metal ion electrode, and this is the Nernst equation for electrode. E, it is equal to E0 minus 0.0592 upon N into log 1 by M raised to N plus. That means the electrode potential, it is only depends on the concentration of the electrolytic solution. Thank you. The remaining part we will see later on.